Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is Go Again, a fabulous video cast covering the trading card game Flesh and Blood. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando. For many of us, the initial take on Lexi's two bows were that Shiver was primarily for the Ice Dominate strategy, while Voltaire, with its multi-loads, was best suited for a Lightning go-wide based strategy. And this is pretty logical after all, right? For the slow but steady Ice strategy, Shiver's Dominate option offers consistent facilitation of on-hit effects, which can disrupt and slow your opponent down, in the cases you aren't able to get Lexi's trigger. For the go-wide strategy, getting an extra arrow loaded up with Voltaire ensures you don't hit a wall and get stuck with cards in your hand. That said, the damage stacking potential on hit of the lightning cards, as well as many of Arrow's natural on-hit effects, are exactly that, on hit, which means that, that's right, it needs to hit for all those ball lightning and electrify triggers to start stacking. So today I'm looking at both of Lexi's bows, talking advantages and disadvantages of each, and ultimately making the case that an Arrow Light Lightning Lexi build might actually benefit from Shiver's Dominate. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dice Commando and Go Again, a fabulous cast. I'm Andrew with here as always, and today's cast was inspired by my deck and performance from last weekend's Armory event at Gungai. So I'm putting that deck up right now, and this isn't intended as a deck tech, and do note please that there are definitely some suboptimal choices on the list, like the absence of Lightning Press, primarily due to me just not having all the cards I needed quite yet. But I wanted to discuss one of my overall problem statements that I ran into last weekend. So the deck itself was relying pretty heavily on ball lightning and kind of the extra damage triggers, more so than the on-hit effects of the arrows themselves like we'd normally be used to. The deck worked well in doing what I wanted it to do, which was to put on constant pressure. The lightning ping stacks forced blocks and in many cases overblocks, lest my opponent take a huge load of stacked on-hit triggers and extra damage. The problem I was indeed, though, seeing was that I was getting blocked, which meant that I was leaving a ton of potential or non-realized damage on the table that just wasn't making it through. For example, like Light It Up, I don't think it made it through once all night, which means that probably I left like an entire game's worth or more of non-realized damage on the table over the course of the tournament. Furthermore, I was noticing that short of some corner case endless arrow turns, I wasn't actually using the double load function on Voltaire really all that often. The non-arrow go-again attack cards like Ball Lightning were actually functioning in many cases in kind of that second attack slot. So what I wanted to do tonight was look at both of Lexi's bows and their true roles. And the question that I'm proposing is if Shiver wouldn't have actually been the right choice for my deck. Now, to be clear tonight, I'm not sitting here and saying that Voltaire is bad. It's not what I'm saying. But what I am asking is if perhaps the multi-shot and go-again capability wasn't necessarily what my particular deck wanted to do to force hits, right? I mean, that's kind of what Dominate does, is it force hits even if it's a 1 or 2. But in, the case of my deck where I'm stacking all these pings that are on hits, I only need to hit. Doesn't matter how much I hit for, and then the wave of damage comes through. So that's kind of the overall plan tonight, right? So what I'm putting up right now is just a little image I made of Lexi and her bows, and kind of wanted to talk about, basically what each one does. Now, looking at these kind of just out of the gate, you can see pretty clearly why our heads naturally go to one being ice and one being lightning, fire, whatever. I mean, Shiver in its name implies cold, right? And, you look at, let's actually go ahead. I mean, let's just look at Lexi, right? Turn a face-down card in your arsenal face-up. If it's lightning, you get Go Again. If it's an ice card, create a Frostbite token. Go Again. Now, I realize that creating a Frostbite token and having Dominate aren't the same thing, But in many cases, they serve somewhat the same effect in that you're putting arrows when they hit most arrows when they have some sort of detrimental or bonus effect to your opponent. So that's kind of why I'm drawing that line there. Throwing the frostbite, which puts a detrimental effect out to them, is kind of the same in many cases as applying a detrimental effect through a hit, right? So like I said, I'm very aware that Dominate and Frostbite aren't the same thing, and Dominate's probably clearly better. But what I'm saying is, her Ice strategy is applying detrimental effects. Her Lightning strategy is go again. And that's why when you see Shiver, it's like, all right, well, not only does Shiver say cold, but it also basically does slow your opponent down. That's kind of the intent. And if you already did it, you can just throw out a +1. In Voltaire, on the other hand, if you already have go again, just go ahead and give it a +1, or you can give the arrow go again at the cost of that additional +1, right? So it's very clear to me why and I think it's completely reasonable why our heads went to where they were. The question, like I said, that I'm proposing is, would it actually be better in the case where like my deck, where I wasn't relying on only arrows? I had other cards, with other attack cards with go again, right? Ball Lightning and Twine Lightning. Those are going to have go again. And if I want to make sure that I get through so that those ping stacks come on, would it have been better for me to dominate, right? So, I mean, like, I can put up an image right now of I can put up the cards right now of one of the interactions. I mean, I don't think I need to totally draw your guys' head to this, right? But, Ball Lightning into Light It Up, right? By doing the Ball Lightning thing into Light It Up, right? Light It Up on hit essentially deals 2 packets of damage, right? It deals the hit damage plus it deals the equipment packet damage, right? Because remember, they all come as one packet. But then you're increasing that with Ball Lightning, right? So if you don't hit, you miss out on 2. Basically, in this case, you would miss out on 2 effects, right? So ensuring that hits is massively more important, I think, than getting another card, right? Because one of the things with Voltaire is it's obviously great at putting out cards that your opponent needs to defend. I mean, that's the point of going wide, right? So you put out cards they need to defend, and it chews up their cards. But it does come at a cost, and when you translate that cost to the Ranger problem overall of you have to consume cards to do it. So now it becomes this battle of attrition that you hope your 0-4s and your 1-5s can win over their blocks. The problem that we consistently see with Ranger is you run out, right? Most of the time in a battle of attrition, Ranger's not going to win the attrition battle, right? Because you run out of stuff. So I think that in the case where you want to do these stack triggers, I think sacrificing that second shot per turn is better, sacrificing the second shot per turn is well worth making sure that you're hitting, even if you're only hitting for 1, because in the case that you're hitting for 1, you start to trigger all of these extra damage pings, right? So then, a Ball Lightning into a Ball Lightning into an arrow that you make sure hits, well, they'll block your Ball Lightning because, Ball Lightning's a 0, 1, 2, 3. So they can block those pretty easily. And it's not necessarily that you care about hitting on your Ball Lightning, but you do care about hitting on the second Ball Lightning, or especially on the third attack that's coming after your 2 Ball Lightnings. And then if things are looking really good, you throw Mark of Lightning on there, right? That's when you bust your Mark of Lightning. So anyway, this is, kind of a theory proposal, and I don't really have a true deck list put together with this yet. But I'm wondering if I don't need a full deck list put together. Like, I'm wondering if I couldn't just sub in 1-for-1 Shiver to basically what I was playing before with the normal improvements I was going to make. I mean, obviously a Lightning Press or something is going to help me push through those hits. No question about it. But remember, with something like Shiver, you can still give the +1, right? So in the case of like a Boltyn shot, you can still give the +1 to Boltyn shot. So you have a little bit, because I was playing red and yellow Boltyn shot. which means that I still have a little bit of go again-ness, plus the fact that Ball Lightning naturally has go again, and Twine Lightning, if you're going to be playing it, has go again. So in most cases, you're going to be able to consistently be able to get 2 attacks out regardless. I just want to make sure that I can get 2 attacks and ensure that I can push through at least 1 hit. Because when I push through at least 1 hit, if I'm doing what I want to do, that 1 hit, or I should say that 1 point hit is more what I mean, right? Even if I'm only coming over 4 for your block 3, coming through with that hit starts to trigger a lot of other good things for me that I want to make sure can happen. So that's really the logic and question I'm proposing tonight. For those of you who have been playing, I know there's a pretty good debate out there on like what's better. Is it Lightning Lexi? Is it Ice Lexi? I think both have pretty good merit, actually. I don't know, being able to ensure that having Dominate and being able to ensure that those can hit looks really, really strong on paper. But as of right now, what I've been seeing is that Go Wide seems to be doing better, but it's also very, very young in the meta. And being a little more control heavy on the, Ice Dominate side, control tends to take a little, I'm not saying it's full control, don't hate on me there, right? But those type of strategies tend to take a little longer to develop than it does to just go, right? And I'm thinking that, as we haven't seen Ice Frostbite, like on the Oldhim side, we haven't necessarily seen that develop to the point that I thought it was going to, and probably those will over time, which I think the more at-risk deck there is definitely the Voltaire multi-shot. So I'm wondering if some sort of hybrid between, and when I say hybrid, I don't mean run both elements, but I'm wondering if a hybrid between kind of both strategies isn't maybe the way to go. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking, but I know a lot of you have been playing Lexi in all different forms. So let me know what you guys are thinking, right? Am I a crazy again, I get it. It's the Majestic. It's supposed to be better. I mean, we've seen in many, many cases that, Hexagore and all that stuff's not better than like the token card. But, let me know, am I crazy for this? I mean, I'll try it and see how it goes, and I'll report back. But maybe somebody else has already seen this on it. Yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking, or any advice you have. So anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. Give Briar a run this weekend, so we'll see how that goes. But then we'll get back to Lexi and give her a shot. So anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you're thinking. Always make sure, like, subscribe, give us those comments. It really helps get the word out to other people and help stuff grow. So anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for joining, folks, and go Commando.